Hello everyone, this is Jayant Sharma and today I am going to explain the third lesson of Vistas, the supplementary reader of class 12th. The lesson is Journey to the End of the Earth. It is written by Tishani Doshi. Tishani Doshi, she is a poet, a journalist and dancer based in Chennai. She belongs to Chennai. She writes a blog titled Hit or Miss on Cricinfo. She is also collaborated with cricketer Muthaiya Muralidharan on his biography. She works as a freelance writer and worked with choreographer Chandralekha. Here is the journey towards the end of the earth, that is Antarctica, towards Antarctica. Now this journey to Antarctica begins with the narrator. Narrator heads towards Antarctica aboard Academic Shukalsky, a Russian research vessel with a group of high school students. Here Academic Shukalsky, that is one of the big ship. She reveals that Antarctica is the coldest, driest and windiest continent in the world. She commences her journey from Madras. Now it becomes Chennai. She crosses 9 time zones, 6 checkpoints, 3 water bodies and many ecospheres to reach her destination. Traveling over 100 hours, as they had been traveling over 100 hours in combination of a car, an aeroplane and a ship. She feels relief and wonders about the isolation of the continent and the time in the past when India and Antarctica were a part of the same landmass known as Gondwana. Here is the history of Gondwana Island. The part of history. 650 million years ago, a giant multi-part southern supercontinent, that is Gondwana, it was existing. And India was the part of Antarctica. Means the Gondwana island was a huge landmass which contains all these parts. Now the narrator takes the reader back 650 million years. At that time, Antarctica was part of a giant amalgamated southern supercontinent called Gondwana. At that time, humans had not evolved. The climate was warm and there was a huge variety of flora and fauna. For around 500 million years, Gondwana existed. Eventually, the landmass broke up and was forced to separate into continents and countries. This shaped our present globe. The extinction of dinosaurs. The dinosaurs were wiped out and the mammals got underway. Gondwana was an ancient supercontinent that broke up about 180 million years ago. The continent eventually split into land masses we recognize today, that is Africa, South America, Australia, Antarctica, the Indian supercontinent and the Arabian Peninsula. The separation into countries. Landmass was forced to separate into countries, shaping the globe as we know today. Here, due to this separation, the Drake Passage was formed. This Drake Passage was formed due to this separation. When we think about all that can happen in a million years, it can get pretty mind-boggling. Imagine India pushing northwards, jamming against Asia to buckle its crust and form the Himalayas. South America drifting off to join North America and opening the Drake Passage to create a cold circumpolar current, keeping Antarctica frigid, desolate, and at the bottom of the world. This Drake Passage is the body of water between the southern tip of South America at Cape Horn, Chile, and the South Shetland island of Antarctica. So the Drake Passage, it is a narrow body of water between Antarctica and South America that serves as an ocean-going connecting point between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, named after the English navigator Sir Francis Drake. This stretch of water is frequented by icebergs, huge waves, and plagued by gale force winds. Due to the cold circumpolar current, this Antarctica was formed. The Antarctic circumpolar current is an ocean current that flows clockwise from west to east around Antarctica. Now, this program, Students on Ice program, that was founded by Geoff Green. He is the founder, executive director, and expedition leader, educator, social entrepreneur, and adventurer. Geoff Green made his first expedition to the Arctic and Antarctic in 1994. He was profoundly inspired by these cornerstones of our global ecosystem. He has since led more than 120 expeditions to the polar region and dozens of journeys to the most remote corners of the planet. Students on Ice program. This program aims at studying the ecological processes in Antarctica. The narrator works on this project on board academic shuttle ski. It takes school students on the trip of Antarctica. The visit aims at generating a new awareness and respect for our planet in young, impressionable minds. This program has been in operation for 6 years. Geoff Green is the founder and executive director, as I have already told you, of Students on Ice program, that is SOI, an award-winning program that has taken more than 2,500 youth, educators, elders, experts, scientists, leaders, and artists from around the world on educational journeys to the Arctic and Antarctic. It supports initiatives related to youth, education, and the environment in the polar regions. This Students on Ice program was a successful one, as these students, they come to know that, as it was told, that if you want to know about the Earth's present, past, and the future, then Antarctica is the best place to visit. So these students, they reached to the place and then they tried to find out what are the climate changes. Here, when they visited this place, they came to know about the very important thing, that is the effect or the impact on the environment because of these things. Phytoplanktons, a varied group of tiny free-floating plants. In spring and early summer, their numbers increase rapidly, producing blooms like a pink pea soup, which can cover thousands of square kilometers of the ocean. This is very important question also. What are phytoplanktons and how are they threatened? So here the answer of this question also you can quote: phytoplanktons are single-celled grasses that feed the entire southern ocean's marine life. These microorganisms require a low temperature for their survival, but due to overheating and depletion of ozone layers, their existence is threatened. Thus, they are an important link in the food chain, and so they are important to our ecosystem. The message for the humans is to take care of small things so that the bigger issues or problems will fall in their places. As I have already told you, phytoplanktons, larger phytoplanktons like diatoms. Diatoms are the preferred food of krill, which are in turn eaten by many other animals in this food web. So you can understand how phytoplanktons are important for the ecosystem. They provide food for a wide range of sea creatures, including whales, shrimps, snail, and jellyfish. Phytoplanktons, also known as microalgae, contains chlorophyll and require sunlight in order to live and growth. Most phytoplanktons float in the upper part of the ocean where sunlight penetrates the water. The objective of the Students on Ice program was to offer the future generation of policymakers a life-changing experience at an early age. At this age, the students were willing to absorb the information and, most importantly, act. Mr. Geoff Green provided high school students an opportunity to understand and develop a respect for our planet. Thank you so much. For the notes, you can go to the description link and you can download the notes of Journey to the End of the Earth. Thank you so much.